Wrong button. Hello, welcome to the pub shed chat section of the show, the chat shit shed of the Ale and Audio podcast. Thank you if you are listening on Spotify. Hello if you are watching on YouTube. Remember, if you are watching on YouTube on the full show, you get all the music and lots of other stuff as well. And if you are listening on Spotify, then you might want to head over to YouTube afterwards maybe and watch some of the uncut bits too, because there's plenty of those. But yes, thank you for joining us. We have our resident Sheddies once again today. So let's bring them in one at a time. Again, like last week, we had 3 for the price of 2. We've got 3 for the price of 2 again. But like, when you go to supermarket and you might pick your beers off shelf or something, we've gone for a slightly different mix again today. 2 of them were really tasty beers, so we kept them. And then one of them were a bit dodgy. It were an off Guinness. So we've swapped that one out and got another one in. I'm talking about Dave. I'm joking. Dave's not very well. But get well soon, Dave. Let's bring him in one at a time. Let's go first then. Pablo Disco Bar, how you doing? Oh, put you back. How you doing?
All right, mate. Yeah, you?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. First things first, how was the disco? Because I couldn't get to it.
All right, actually, yeah, mate. Quite a few people watched this week, I think. We got cut off twice. Which is a bit better than a couple of weeks ago. But annoyingly, we got cut off on the last song for the second one. So I sort of brought it back and played the last 2 songs again. But it was a really good night. And I always say, you live in the moment or you don't live at all. So I'm not really bothered. But yeah, it was good.
So well, that's better than the last time where you got cut off 7 times, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, just a bit.
I
didn't trip over cables or anything this week.
Well, I was gutted to have missed it. I'll get onto my beer in a second because this is a beer I could have drank while listening to the disco, and I'm probably going to go and stock up on them just for your discos. Because I think this is going to be the beer I'm drinking today is going to be my future disco drinking beer. So I'm going to get proper stocked up on them because it's a great beer as well. So anyway, since last week as well, obviously you've got your putty, haven't you? Finally, because I know we had the big issue of Verdant taking it out of your basket. I mean, who does that? It's not like you walk around a supermarket, is it? With things in your basket and then shopkeepers come and go, oh, it's been too long of taking that out of your basket.
Yeah, no. I can understand from a sort of web designer's point of view. If you've left your basket for like 5-10 minutes, whatever it is, yeah, fair enough, put it back. But after like 30 seconds, a minute, like that's just a bit wrong. But yeah, I've got, ironically now, I've got the 6 putties back. I got 2 from a website and I got 2 from a local bottle shop, Lost Robot. Just after I bought the 4th on the website, he then posted about 20 minutes later saying you can only buy 1 each, but I'd already ordered 4, so you had to honor it. And then they got delivered on Wednesday, and I haven't even touched them. I haven't even have one yet. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to have one tomorrow when I can probably sit and drink it and enjoy it.
Yeah, I have also managed to get one. Here we go. There we are. It's in the fridge. It's stocked up. I've only got the one. So I'm trying to choose the ideal time to drink it. Because I know Andy said, we'll be on in a second. But I know Andy said, have one straight away and then maybe have one in a couple of months' time. So I might kind of go somewhere in the middle or maybe just leave it a couple of weeks longer and then have it maybe. So, but yeah, I'll buy it and miss out on all the hype stuff and then I'll post it later on.
I was going to say as well,
late to the party.
See, Verdant, as far as I'm aware, Andy can corroborate this when he comes on, but Verdant have never said that's their best beer. They've never said it's the best beer you can buy. But loads of people rant on Instagram, oh, it's not even the best beer, and it's not even Verdant's best beer. Well, they never said it was. It's just a beer that you buy every year to put a smiley face and enjoy it. Just get over it. It's not like, oh, it's not as good as Sharks or it's not as good as whatever. Like, who cares? It's a nice beer. Drink it.
I think I've seen a lot of people saying, the reason they've got it really is for FOMO purposes. And in all honesty, that's probably the same as me as well, because I've had plenty of Verdant beers because I got the Bruiser box for Christmas, and they're all great, they're all fine. But yeah, I had to get this because I thought, I don't want to miss out. Plus, to be fair, I think the artwork's brilliant as well. I like the fact they change that each year, and that's quite a cool thing as well. So but anyway, so let's get on our next Sheddie then. Waiting backstage. We are going to. She was waving at the camera. I was like, "Was everything okay?" I think everything's okay. Maybe she had like a spider or something. And Andy's sticking the rods up backstage as well. That's what they're doing. So anyway, we'll bring her in. It's Jan of the Box and Hounds. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, all good, you?
Yes, not bad, thank you. Good to see you once again. We've got another Jan's Box coming up today, haven't we?
Yeah.
Twice in a row. Brilliant. But have you had a good week? Hold on a minute. Has dry Jan Boxuary ended?
Tonight it is bloody ended, yes.
Hey, what, as of tonight? As of tonight,
Yes.
is it? Oh, you were so close. But I mean, you oh well.
2 days, what does it matter? That's close enough, isn't it?
Exactly. And like you said anyway, you did have one on New Year's Day, didn't you? Technically. So.
Well, yeah, 4:30 in the morning. Yeah.
Still sort of New Year's Eve.
I'm having one tonight. Close enough.
Why not? But yeah, all good. Did you enjoy the disco last week?
Yes, apart from getting cut off 3 times, bloody annoying. But yeah, no, very good. Loved it. I forget
Good
the name
stuff.
of that song. Number 13, the 13th track you kept going on about all night. I thought there's better be a bloody banger. Keeps going on about it. And lucky enough, it was.
So there you go.
I still need to catch up. With the playlist. The playlist's a Wednesday thing for me. I don't have any meetings at work on a Wednesday, so I kind of have that on while I'm working. So that's me Wednesday thing to do. So I'm looking forward to that, Pablo.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, he's been isolating. We thought we can't have him on last week because he'd have passed it all on to us virtually somehow. Because COVID's, it's sort of like it's established now. It's kind of like, the new variant means it can travel online apparently and go through the wires and the internet and the Wi-Fi and all that kind of thing. So, no, he wasn't well last week, but he's back. It's good to have Andy Dunn in the house, in the shed. How's it going?
Hi, hello. At least, Jan, there was too many Mondays in January. That's the problem. There's 5 Mondays in this January, and that's 1 Monday too many, isn't it? I mean, it's 5 Mondays too many in most people's books. But yeah, I'm back. COVID. Well, it's like I said to Michael before. I said I've had all these retro diseases now. I'm just waiting for smallpox and somebody paint a red cross on the door, and I should be fine. But yeah, it's funny you should say it travels the airwaves. It took me Wi-Fi down as well last week, so I'm on backup power line adapters. So hopefully I don't get it again because I'll have to buy some new ones. But yeah, it's all good. Apart from I still can't find a remote for me to, which is pissing me off massively. But I've just had an email from the guys who make the heater, and they said you can get a replacement.
That's good.
I think that's £5 well spent, and I'm going to put a tracker on it. Like them Apple tags. Yeah, one of them tile things. Yeah, and then I'll never lose it again. Or just put it on a string.
Like mittens.
Yeah, like mittens. Yeah.
Thing is,
it's coming here, and then it can only go that far. Yeah.
Even though it's only a £5 to get a replacement,
it's still too much, isn't it?
It's still going to bug you where it is, though, isn't it?
The thing is, as soon as I buy a new one, the day it gets delivered, I bet you the other one turns up. So
100%.
It's always in the last. It's always in the last. It's always in the last place you look, Andy.
It's funny that, yeah. Because I wouldn't find it and keep looking with
it. So I mean, if we're open for suggestions, though, Pablo had a great suggestion before we came on and started recording backstage. We're having a chat. Pablo suggested it could be in a coat pocket, or jacket pocket, a jumper pocket, hoodie, or something like that. Checked all them.
Somewhere inside my 4 walls of my property, where it is, no idea.
So, do you? Is there any chance it could have left the shed?
there's a big possibility it's left the shed. Like Pablo said, in my pocket somewhere. I found it in the house and gone, I need to put that back inside, put it down, and it's...
You need to look in that pink fluffy dressing gown pocket, Andy.
Maybe I should check. I'd say I'd check my crotch for Sundays, but they've probably fallen out of them.
So yeah, I mean, and we're open for more suggestions. That was a great one from Pablo. So where else could Andy's remote be that he's probably not? You know, obviously he's checked shelves, he's checked cupboards.
Like the opposite of Jan's box. This is. We don't want to know what's in Jan's box, but unfortunately, we don't know where Andy's remote is. So
imagine if it was in Jan's box.
Imagine. I hope it isn't.
What a
That'd
twist!
Like, where do you keep your bar keys when you go in the house?
The best thing about my bar keys is they're on a massive lanyard full of pins. So I'll never lose these fuckers. Wherever I go with these are all that they just hang up and smash against the door all night. So I know where they are.
I was just thinking, if you put them down on a unit or whatever, has the remote filmed on the bottom of the unit type thing?
I'll find it. But I'll buy one first because it's pissy breezy.
They'll show up. But you can turn the heater on.
Anyway, I've got a spoiler.
Go on then. Oh yeah.
There's a spoiler, Jan. Yeah. I don't know if you watch Traitors. Spoilers out there.
Anyone who watches Traitors,
please. Seen the final, turn away. Turn away now.
And we're talking Traitors season 2, UK season 2, right?
Yeah, but the reason Dave isn't here is because he's won the just series of Traitors. That's why he's not here. If it isn't Dave, it's a doppelganger. So yeah, that's why he probably wasn't completely with you last week, because he was focused on winning Traitors.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, we were having backstage. We were having a chat about Traitors, and we think there could be some sort of pub shed edition.
Yeah, I think if during this edit, Jimbo, if you can just find a picture of the guy that won Traitors and just pop him up next to Dave, we'll have a "Is Dave not Dave?" You can play that game.
I will. We'll post it after as well. That'll be a good idea. We'll put it on his stories and stuff. But yeah,
as well. This just reminded me I saw something on Instagram the other day, and I don't know if it's still open, but you can apply for the live version or some sort of live version of Taskmaster on Channel 4.
What?
You can fill the details in and apply for it.
I've seen that.
I mean, as previous Taskmaster champion, I think it's perfect for me to have a go at.
Have we got 2 Taskmaster champions here?
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Oh
yeah. I mean, I don't know if you ever got your trophy, Jan, but I never got anything.
No. Got absolutely fuck all. Not even a t-shirt, nothing.
I thought it might be up there with bugger all. Yeah.
What are we all drinking?
I'm still waiting for the check as well. Are you?
Yeah.
Big board.
Yeah. It's a massive. It's a massive check for £1. I've never seen it.
The thing is, he's put it in the post, but he's blaming the post office, isn't he? And he's contacted Mr. Bates. He's contacted Mr. Bates about it to sort it out. You know what? Right? In a year, I've had to replace my letterbox twice because the postman keeps breaking my letterbox. It's really annoying.
The difference, you see, because the post office and Royal Mail are different. So you want to raise your complaint with Royal Mail, mate.
I am going to do that, but I'm still going to contact Mr. Bates.
Yeah. Master bit, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
What we drinking? Let's start with Andy. What you got?
I've got a can of because this is my first beer in a week since being ill. But I've got a can of Daya Tappy Pills. It's their house lager.
Go on, Pablo. He's got Daya. Go on.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, is it going down well considering it's your first one after your little illness?
I've still got a bit of a sore throat, to be honest. Like a week and a half on, so
that's always a worry for us with COVID, isn't it? Lose your sense of taste.
I've had no taste, as you can see the way I dress.
But yeah, Pablo, what are you on?
So I am on Left-Handed Giant, Dream House Hazy Pale, 5.9%.
Very nice. I do like
Yeah,
it. I do like a left-handed giant, and I've had that one before.
You've had that one, yeah. I think you and Kev from the Glory Hole commented when I bought it. It's really nice. That is.
Enjoying it?
Yeah, it's over here.
Good stuff. And Jan, yourself?
I am on the Little Critters Macaw Blimey.
So I had that this week when I was recording with, at the weekend when I was recording with Pat and the quiz contestants for the big Judge Pat pop quiz. So we had, because Pat's got loads, hasn't he, as well? And obviously it's probably the last delivery you'll get from Little Critters, sadly, as well.
Yeah. So I thought, do you know what? Sod it. I haven't had a drink all month, so I thought instead of starting slowly, I thought I'd just go straight in for a 7.7 and see what happens.
Mine went down far too easily because the first, I think I've had that before, when I've had that Macaw Blimey before, it's tasted very, very boozy. But then when I had the more recent one, it seemed a little bit more toned down. It wasn't quite as,
right.
Maybe it was the age of the can or when it was canned or something like that. I'm not sure, but
I don't know. But it's driven me mad because obviously I ordered 24 cans 2 weeks ago, and we've got a beer fridge in the house. So what I normally do is when I get them delivered, I put them straight in the one in the house, and then gradually they make their way out here. So I've had to walk past the fucking fridge with all them cans looking at me going, Jan. So anyway, having one tonight.
Them cans are looking at me.
They were.
Is that a sixth sense? I see can people.
Enjoy your Macaw Blimey. Weirdly, I mentioned this last week on the Martin Brewis section that Turning Point were doing like an offer on their 3 packs of their core. Yeah. Andy's just having a little bit of a turn, as I said, Turning Point. But yeah, Disco King, you can now get in Asda. I didn't realise that. So it kind of makes the Martin Brewis deal I said last week not look quite as good as it were. But you can get Disco King in Asda. There it is. And this is going to become my Friday night Pablo disco drink in future. I'm going to stock up on him, and that is what I'm going to have on disco nights. It's an easy drinking pale.
You've got some stickers of Pablo to stick on the cans, just to
Can we organise that, Pablo? Can we organise some? I can brand him up then.
Stickers right in the middle of the disc. That'd be perfect. Yeah.
You can just start scribbling out some of the letters, so it just says Dick.
Just put a boiled egg on.
Yes, that's it. So, and it is very good. It's very nice, and I'm going to stock up on them for the discos. Yeah. Have you had many Turning Points before?
There's another. No, I've had a couple, not many. I've not had that one before. It looks good though.
They are Knaresborough, Wetherby Road. So kind of that's like Leeds. Oh, it says HG5. Yeah, Harrogate. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, HG5. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. It's definitely pick it up from Asda. You can get it on the sort of 4 for 3 deals. So yeah, there we go. And we'll have more Martin Brewis later, obviously, as well. But now it's time to get quizzing. Here we go. It's the big Pub Shed pub quiz with your host, Jimbo, your contestants. We've got Pablo of the Disco Bar in Hartlepool. We've got Jan of the Box and Hounds down in Hampshire. And we've got Andy of the Dunning in Stoke. And the siren's going. There we go. There will be a buzzer question, so I'm aware that Pablo and Andy have buzzers. Jan, are you any good at shouting or swearing or anything like me? You can go with a choice.
You just do Tourette's.
Yeah.
You can go with a choice swear word of yours, Jan. You can say whatever you want.
No, you don't want the choice swear word. I'll dull it down a bit for
you.
But yeah.
That's like my nickname now. It's my adopted, cherished name.
So this is a part of the show where we've got some quiz questions about pubs, beer, occasionally the odd pub shed related question as well. And we have got one of those today about a Sheddie beer lover in our Instagram community. So there's one of them coming up as well. And of course, all the usual stuff. Sheddie Mercury. What's that sound? Jan's box. All that stuff coming up as well. Yep, that's it. Your first question is an estimation question. So
I love these.
Yes. Estimation.
I
No
didn't
need
love
to
it
buzz.
last week.
Here we go. So, Northern Irish Brewery, Walled City in Derry, recently advertised the job Super Taster, describing it as the best job in the world in the advert. Included was the offer of free beer, chips, and a taxi home. 12 applicants to the role were successful, but how many applied for this job in total as the Super Taster for the Walled City Brewery in Derry? Has anyone ever had any Walled City beers?
What's the population of Ireland?
Did you say Northern Ireland or not Ireland?
Northern Ireland, yeah.
Yeah, so that could be open to any of the UK as well, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah.
So what's that? 4.8 million.
Yeah.
I suppose it's how many people would taste it, go for the job, bearing in mind it looks like it's on site because you get a taxi home. I mean, they probably had to stipulate, didn't they, how far that taxi...
I mean, it just depends on it. Taxis are dear these days. I mean, getting to Stoke Station and back's now a tenner. I mean, what's happened there? It used to cost £3.50. That's mad, ridiculous. So if you say 4 miles, how many live within 4 miles of the walled city, I guess?
Mm. So, yeah, how many went for this job? Super Taster. Apparently, it was quite a detailed... So the article that I read sort of suggested as well that a lot of people don't necessarily know that they qualify as super tasters because some people have got this amazing... They've got, they might not realise it, but they've got the ability to pick out these different flavours.
Sorry,
yeah.
Pick out flavours, yeah.
So it was quite detailed. I think the interview process was quite to narrow it down to the 12. It was they had to go, and obviously they had to kind of live fairly close to the brewery as well.
Can you smell onions in this triple IPA?
Yeah. All of mine would be the same if I got the job. Fruity. Fruit is fruity.
So.
I'd be just going, yeah, beer's lovely. Cheers.
Pablo, how many?
Can't taste it for the salt and vinegar. I'll have to come back next week.
Go and chips some in taxi home.
Pablo, you can have the first estimation. So how many people went for this super taster job?
See, what happens if you keep saying, I can't tell. Can I have another one? I just can't tell. I can't put my finger on it. I'm going to say 150,000. I'm going to go ridiculous. 150,000.
150,000, okay.
There's loads of unemployed people just desperate to just drink beer.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of employed people as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to double it. I'm going to go 280,000.
Jan?
Oh, I'm actually going to come right down and say 48,000.
48. Okay.
Yeah.
48,000 from Jan. 150,000 was it, Pablo, from yourself? And then 280,000. So it was really high, but it wasn't anywhere near the levels of
ruined this question.
Of any of you, really. Nowhere
just like
near.
Says, guess how much this sandwich was? It was ridiculous. 50 quid. No, I took 150.
That would be in Yorkshire. But anyway, the answer is actually 2,500.
Oh, close. I was only a couple of zeros off.
2,500. I suppose, end of the day, it's how many people could find the job advert. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Only 45,500 out.
Well,
See,
if you take a couple of zeros off of Andy's answer, he's got it right, hasn't he?
see, I don't know whether it's a 2,500. I know Jan's the closest. Do you think Jan's close enough to give her a point, or do you think it's like one of those? Is it one of those situations where it's ridiculous? I'm asking.
Yeah, give me a point because I was rubbish last week. It'll be the only point I get all night.
So what Jan's saying is she might need it. So there you go, Jan. You can have a point. Well done. Okay, your next question then is this one. It's multiple choice, so you'll all get a chance to pick an answer. A Leeds United supporters pub. I know this is twice in a row. Last week I had to say Sheffield United. I've only just got over that. Now I've had to say Leeds United. I'm not having this. A Leeds United supporters pub. The Peacock Inn has decided to change its name to pay tribute to a former player. So what is the pub's new name? It's either Tony Yeboah instead of Tony Yeboah, Luke Ale Inn instead of Luke Ailing, or Lucas Radebe instead of Lucas Radebe. So all of those players are formerly Leeds players, some a lot longer ago than others, but this pub decided to change its name in tribute to one of those particular players. So the question is, which one was it? Tony Yeboah, Tony Yeboah, Luke Ailing, Luke Ailing, sounds the same thing, Lucas Radebe, Lucas Radebe. Let's go, Andy, this time. You can go first.
I'm going to have Tony Yeboah because I think Luke Ailing is the name of a pub rather than a beer. And I think Lucas Radebe, he wasn't that good, was he? Let's face it.
I think he's classed as a Leeds legend, though.
So's Rio Ferdinand, but they still boo him. I'm going to go with Tony Yeboah.
Isn't Lucas Radebe the person who the player who came from the Kaiser Chiefs, which is why the Kaiser Chiefs got obviously formed their band name from? I think
that's some mad stats, but maybe.
So you're going Lucas Radebe?
No, I'm going to Tony Yeboah.
Oh, Tony Yeboah, yeah.
Tony Yeboah.
Yeah, hey. He scored that cracking goal, didn't he? He's like one of the best, whether it was Premiership at the time or not, one of the best goals.
He's just a legend for some amazing goals.
Yeah, that's it. So, Jan, do you want to go next?
I'm going to go for, I haven't got a clue about football, but I'm going to go with Lucas Radebe only because it sounds like a rattler.
Oh, ooh, yeah.
Good one.
Good thinking, yeah. Pablo?
So was this name in the pub or name in the beer?
No, name of the pub.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. Because there's three of us, I'm just going to pick Luke Ailing. I would have gone for Tony Yeboah, but I want to pick Luke Ailing just for the crack.
So you've all gone for a different answer. So that means somebody's got it right. But who has got it right? Let's take a look. It's Pablo. Well done. The Luke Ailing. Now this I thought I was wondering whether you might pick up on this one, Pablo. Who do you support, Pablo? You don't really support anyone, but really do. But you kind of got links to certain teams, haven't you, up your way?
Yeah. So my family are all Mackhams, so I get called Mackham Stock.
So that's Sunderland.
Yeah. So by default, I then don't like Newcastle and Middlesbrough very much. But I don't really know why. I just don't, because my family don't. I'm not really asked, to be fair. But then I've watched more local sort of Spennymoor United games and moors than I've watched anything else.
Fair enough.
So.
Well, Luke Ailing, or Luke Ailing, as the pub's now called, recently left Leeds, and I think he's a bit of a Leeds legend, but I think I don't know whether he just kind of became not good enough over time. He's got a bit older and stuff like that, and he's gone to Middlesbrough. So I wondered whether you might pick up on that. So yeah, What was that, Andy?
Maybe that's why there's a temporary sign on the pub.
Yeah, it's definitely not a permanent one, is it?
Yeah.
As soon as he scores against them, that sign's coming down, isn't
As soon
it?
as they clap him onto the pitch when he gets subbed, and then they throw coins at him and reusable vapes. That'll be it. Name will be off.
That's it. So
Quite unusual blend there, though, isn't it? It's a real ale kitchen and then a Thai kitchen above.
They used to do that. Do you remember that? Did you have any pubs in your area that also had like a Chinese restaurant inside them? We used to have that. I don't know if that was a thing that happened at the time, but we had it was a proper old-fashioned, old-school traditional pub, and the kitchen was run by it was a Chinese restaurant, but it was a great combination.
Queens, I think it's Queen's Head or Queens. Yeah, Queens. It's on going up like Harts Hill Harts Hill, Bradford Bank. And there was one there, but it was a Thai restaurant.
Mm.
So it was inside, you go into its old pub. So it's like you can go in for drinks, but then you'd kind of go around the back and sit and have the what's it. I remember my dad going in there, and he likes spicy food. So he's like, we're definitely going to try this out. And he's like, we'll try. We'll have hot and sour soup because it's going to be hot, and it nearly blew his head off. His face was that cool.
So
you knew it was going to be hot because there was the stirrer in it was a big stick of lemongrass. You knew it was going to be fiery.
Is that one still there then, Andy? Or is that one gone now? Yeah, same as ours have gone as well.
The pub's still there, but it's not a Thai anymore.
What about you? Mentioned you had one like that, but an Indian, Jan.
Yeah, so it was Yew Tree, the pub, but had an Indian restaurant inside. But it's actually a house now.
Yeah, all right. Well, as we said last week, 509 pubs is it closing down last year alone. So yeah, exactly. Stop clicking, Andy. Every time you click, a pub closes down.
You have to get Bono on it.
So yeah, support your local pubs, particularly if they've got a Chinese or Indian in them, because that doesn't happen anymore. Clearly, it doesn't seem like it.
Takeaway while you have another beer.
Think of it. Yeah. Pablo, did you say you had anything like that? And you remember?
Not that I can think of. I know one of my Chinese mates always said him and his Indian mate were going to open a Chindians. So if you couldn't decide where to go, you can go to Chindians. Either Chinese or Indian.
That is brilliant. That is a great. Tell him if they need to pull that idea out of the bag and get it going, because that is
just did starters. That's it. Chinese and Indian starters are by far the best. That's just I could have just a banquet of that.
Yeah.
This is the issue. Like my missus loves Chinese. I kind of I'm a bit boring when it comes to Chinese. I'll do.
How many vegetarian options though, isn't it?
Well, there is a lot, but I'm not into sweet and sour and all that kind. I just don't get on with it, and I'm just boring. I have curry sauce, salt and pepper chips. That's me done. That's all I have. But if you could combine it, a Chindian, it'd be perfect, because then I could have the Indian stuff.
What you're saying is, what you want is egg fried rice. You want 2 vegetable samosas, curry sauce, and maybe a spring roll.
Yes, I can do spring rolls. Spring rolls work well. Yeah, I like them. So there we go. If anyone else, by the way, is listening, and if anyone knows of anything like that already exists, we'd like to know. We're hungry now. Yeah. And also, if you've got that memory where and maybe some have survived, some of those like traditional pubs with Indian restaurants or Chinese restaurants have survived. We want to know about it, so let us know.
Name them, because we can go rate them.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. Okay, next question. Then here we go. Multiple choice again. Which comedian has upset locals in South Oxfordshire with their company applying for planning permission to turn a local pub they bought in 2020, the Crown in Pizzhill? You could say Pizzhill, but I'm going to say Pizzhill because it's got one S. Into offices. So this Pizzhill, Pizzhill. I don't know.
Could be Pishhill.
Pishhill could be Pishhill. That might make more sense. Yeah, one of them. So anyway, it's either Russell Brand, Jimmy Carr, or Joe Brand. One of those is upsetting locals because they're trying to turn this old pub into offices. Apparently, allegedly, I'll say that, but I have read articles that seem to suggest that, and it is apparently their company. So, who could it be? Russell Brand, Jimmy Carr, Joe Brand. Let's go Jan first with this one.
I've got absolutely no idea. What's bloody what are the answers again? Jimmy Carr, Joe Brand.
Russell Brand, Jimmy Carr, Joe
Russell
Brand.
Oh God, I really have got
too.
no idea. So Jimmy Carr likes upsetting people. Russell Brand does upset people. I'm going to say Joe Brand.
Joe Brand, okay. I always laugh about. It always makes me laugh, Joe Brand. Do you remember that? Do you remember when they used to have that TV show called Splash, and it was like a reality TV show, but it was celebrities diving, and obviously they had, they had all these, people on the panel, people who used to dive in, and people, athletes, people who swimmers and stuff like that. And then Joe Brand was the other judge. And I was like,
He was there for artistic flair.
I suppose so. So Jan's locking in Joe Brand, not related to Russell Brand. Let's go Andy next.
I mean, you're right. Russell Brand is a bellend, and he'd probably do something like that. But I've been to enough Jimmy Carr gigs, so I'm going to go with Jimmy Carr.
You
have to laugh on the inhale, remember.
So we've got
ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah. I mean, he did come up with the 2-word joke. Can repeat it. 2-word joke. Dwarf shortage.
Oh. I'm deeply offended. So we've got Andy going for Jimmy Carr. We've got Jan going for you went for Joe Brand. Yeah. Pablo.
Well, that actually works out because I thought you put 2 brands in for a reason. And I thought Russell Brand, I'm sure he went to Oxford. And he's the sort of bellend who would convert a pub into an office. So I was going to say Russell Brand anyway.
Okay, Russell Brand. For Pablo, Jan going for Joe Brand and Andy going for Jimmy Carr. So we know somebody's got it right, but who's got it right? Bearing in mind, Pablo's on 1, Jan's on 1, Andy's on 0 at the minute, which is not usually the case. So what's happened then? How does this affect things? Well, the winner of that question is Pablo. Well done. It's Russell Brand. Pablo takes the lead. Andy, clearly you've not been very well. This is not normally a position you find yourself in. Yeah, it was Russell Brand. Apparently, he's after building in the grounds of that pub. He's wanting to build a studio as well, some sort of recording studio or something. So there we go.
Somewhere he can go hide from everybody.
Yes, because he's not so popular at the minute, is he?
Not popular, no.
It's a bit of a situation, but anyway.
He's got himself into a right mess.
So, next question. This is this the last question? Maybe let's have a look. It is the last question. Okay, last question of the questions. So it's buzzer time. So, Jan, have you got your choice swear word ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Pablo, Andy, have you got your buzzers ready? I know we've heard Andy's today. Yeah. So, as soon as you see the question,
just so we know what it is. What's Jan's?
Well, it's a swear word, so you'll know.
Just keeping us in suspense.
Yeah.
Right, here
we
go.
Won't know if it's the buzzer or just not knowing the answer, though. That's the
all right. I'm just gonna say fuck
it. Okay. Well, I think we know what we're looking out for.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Your question is this one. Which Instagram home bar owner and beer lover has recently enjoyed a can of Verdant Putty in Singapore? I think it was I've got to remind myself who's
Siren.
Pablo.
And
wasn't he?
It was Pablo. It was Pablo. Go on then, Pablo.
Joe from the White Fox.
You are correct. Well done. You've won the quiz questions, Pablo. Yes, and it was Joe from the White Fox who took a can of his putty to Singapore with him. And had it, yeah, there we go. You can see he was sat on the balcony or something.
There's a fear of missing out, and then there's taking beer on holiday with you. I can't. No, there's plenty of beer out there. Why take beer away? Why?
Do you think you go through customs? They're like, oh, you can't take alcohol. No, this is putty. It's building material.
I've got another can of gunge behind me.
Nuggets.
I'm quite proud to hold the record for getting a pint of Sheffield the furthest away from Sheffield as possible. I got it into New Zealand.
Was it?
Yeah, New Zealand. It was in Wellington, different various locations around New Zealand. That was my not brother-in-law. What is he? Oh, my stepbrother. I can't even keep up with this extended family these days. But anyway, we managed that. But speaking of pint of Sheffield, this is funny, right? They you probably, I don't know if you saw it, but the pint of Sheffield went wrong. Triple Point were brewing it, and it's gone wrong.
Yeah, I saw that.
So they've had to. They decided to tip it away because they said it was too bitter, and obviously they're trying to do it to a certain recipe and stuff as well. And then Joe put a message on saying, "Oh, was this the right decision? Should we just gone with it anyway, or are we right to get it right?" And most people obviously rightly said, "Yeah, you're right to get it right. People voted for it, want to get it right, and all that kind of thing." My suggestion was, yeah, that's the correct thing to do, but I do wish you'd got a 9-mile pipeline that you could just sort of like, funnel it towards the Ale and Audio Pub Shed. And my other suggestion was, again, rather than let it go to waste, they could have just called it not a pint of Sheffield, or even better, a pint of Leeds. That is miles better.
Oh, they could have sold it at the Luke Ale Inn.
They could have sold it at the Luke Ale Inn. Yeah. There we go. That'd have been good.
Come like that.
I honestly wouldn't have got that question anyway, because obviously I haven't been drinking. I have been liking posts on Instagram, but I've been going through so fast because I didn't want to see what everybody else was bloody drinking.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have known anyway.
Basically, Jan's got an auto jam that just goes like.
Jan Bot.
Jan Bot. Yeah. I've seen one of those accounts come through. Jan has asked you'll be friends.
But yeah, it was Joe from the White Fox, and I hope he's enjoying his time in Singapore. And also a big shout out to Joe, because I know that he recently lost his dad as well, didn't he? So yeah, we're thinking of you, Joe. Hope you're doing okay, mate. So right, here we go. It's now time for What's That Pub Shed Sound? Okay, so this I think most people would have got this. We kind of obviously we cut and we discussed it on the uncut version. Andy, did you manage to get? Have you managed to get that far yet?
I haven't listened to last week's show, unfortunately.
So let's remind you of what that sound was then. Oh, I hope I've got this right.
Ringing sign.
That is actually in the uncut version. That's exactly what Jan said straight away, didn't it? Mm-hmm. Jan said that. Yeah. Did anyone else? What was the other suggestions? A few people said. What did they say? I think a few people said other.
Somebody got some saloon doors.
Yeah.
They step through them and somebody's playing the piano in the background and go.
That's
my guy with the poker table flips it up.
Yeah. So it's my cap's bending down for the fridge.
Yeah.
So that sound was sent to us by a pub shed in Texas, and no, I'm joking. It's definitely not saloon doors.
Because you didn't hear the gunshot at the
end. It was actually sent to us by another Sheddie though. I have tried to recreate this noise, but mine doesn't do the same sort of noise because of the way.
What you need is it?
It was sent to us by the Patriot Lockdown Bar. So if I'd have give you that clue last week, you'd have probably guessed.
Yeah, I was going to say it was a Pat.
Yeah, it was Pat.
Was it flagpole?
Of course, If we'll listen one more time, but you're correct. It's a swinging sign. Cleveland Arms got it right. Patriot Lockdown Bar got it right.
The Morris man got it right.
Yeah.
Mickey.
Patriot Lockdown Bar's neighbours got in touch and got it right, although they weren't that happy about it. But, especially after how windy it were last week and all.
God.
I know what that sound is because it's been in my garden for last week.
My dad is more. He's had them a while, but he's got some wind chimes in his garden. And last summer he made he said it's ornamental. It isn't. It's just a piece of wood. But it's basically like a wooden stand, and it stands these little wind chimes in. Oh my days! I'm so glad I didn't live next to them when it was windy the other week. And it sounded like St. Paul's Cathedral going off. I'm pretty sure of it.
That's an ideal opportunity for his neighbours just to reach over the fence, grab and go, oh, look, it's windy. Whoosh.
Have you found space for your pub shed sign yet, Andy?
Yeah, it's on top of me eater.
Hey.
Oh, and there's the remote. It's under the sign.
Do you know what would be really funny? Bear in mind, I'm really bad. Like I do it all the time. I always I walk around and I pick up Steph's phone and put it in my pocket, thinking it's mine because she's stupidly got the same case as me. I do that all the time. But bear in mind, I was at the Dun in November. Imagine if I found it in my pocket.
Yeah, like the hotel key.
He didn't really leave his coat here, so don't put it past you.
Exactly. I got scooped up with my coat.
You're lucky because I didn't fit it until midway through December, so it's definitely not you.
Well, I'm ruled out. It's not me.
Yeah,
like your Premier Inn key.
Yeah,
I've still got them and all. Yeah. I might just take him to up to Hartlepool with me and see if they work.
Come back, Stokes. He was in the room.
Yeah. This happened to my brother a week. We went to a wedding. We had a big family wedding. No, we had a big family wedding, and my brother. He's a big lad, my brother, by the way. He's bigger than tall. He's the youngest of us, but he's the tallest.
I bet it was a big wedding as well with your family.
I'm the biggest. Oh yeah. Anyway, he got an hotel room, so he went to check in. After ceremony and all that kind of thing. Went to check in, checked into his room, walked in. There's someone that sat in the toilet having a shite in his room.
And that maid has subsequently been fired.
So there'd been a complete mix-up. So don't know what happened there. But anyway.
Oh my God!
Right.
You just knock on and say, "Don't flush. Save water."
If it's yellow, let it mellow.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. It's time for Martin Brewis, the money-saving beer expert. And I'm very pleased to say that Jan is going to do the first one for us this time. You spotted something, didn't you, Jan?
I have actually spotted a couple of things. So just really quickly, you mentioned the 4 for 3.
Yeah.
Last week, Sainsbury's. Tesco's are doing that as well. And for all the people that don't drink craft beer, Morrison's got some really good deals on Stella, Kronenberg, Carlsberg. So you basically get 30 cans for 23 quid.
Bargain. I think it's also worth pointing out, because I spotted this when I was looking for deals, that double check them, because I've noticed that obviously awkwardly this show goes out on the 2nd of February, doesn't it? Yeah. So
there's a lot up to be used by the end of January, isn't there? So.
Yeah, so have a double check on those. The 4 for 3 stuff you mentioned, though, that's kind of something that supermarket. I know Asda definitely do it all the way through the year, don't they? And I think I don't know about Morrison's and Sainsbury's, but I think Asda always do that one.
Yeah, they do. But Tesco usually have a 4 for 3, don't they, on mixed canned bottles usually. I think pretty staple throughout the year.
But in particular, the thing about the Sainsbury's one is that they've recently got the new line of beers in. They must have had at least maybe 5 different beers that they've not had before. I mean, Asda must have done a little because I've not, like I said, I've not seen the Disco King until I went in the other day. So maybe Asda's got a few new ones as well. But the one that we did get we've got a lot of praise from. Well, not praise. We've had a lot of people saying they checked in on that Sainsbury's offer because a lot of people picked up that Polly's, which I do think I'm really sticking my neck out when I say this, but that Polly's in the supermarket at the minute in Sainsbury's, it's got to be up there, one of the best supermarket beers.
What's it called? Polly's what?
Just Two Bodies, it's called. I know Kev at the Glory Hole said the same thing. He rates it as well. Only
because I can get an even better deal at Sainsbury's because my mum works there, so she gets 15% off on a Friday and Saturday.
Yep. And if nobody's looking, she gets it even cheaper.
I could see you were going to say that.
I can tell you, Asda's probably going to change. Asda's probably going to change because they're stocked quite a few North Brew & Co. And obviously, North Brew & Co. have recently gone under, haven't they?
They're back.
Yeah.
Are they?
They're there. They've gone 1 minute. They've referenced the next. So
are they just North Brew & Co. UK now, limited?
So they have been out of the mired by Kirkstall.
All right. Okay.
Still operating. As a thank you, they did put an email out to people that have used their website before or subscribed to their mailing lists to get an extra 25% off for a few days. That was last weekend, so it looks like they're still going. I did take that offer up, so I have got a little box of core beers on transit from North. So it's not a brewery that you'd usually buy. That's the thing. I think personally, from my own head, they had a lot of investment to get Springfields up and running. And they've also had a lot of investments to try and be a bit more worldwide. And I think it kind of skewed a little bit what they were trying to do. And obviously it's ended up costing them. But luckily, everybody still works. Who works for North Brewco still works there. It's just the guy who owns Kirkstall is now. We've had Kirkstall beers. You get them from Tesco, you get them from Morrison's.
Kirkstall are good. I'm surprised though.
Pretty decent, but yeah.
Kirkstall are good, but I would have, if you'd have asked me before, like, who's the kind of bigger brewery, I would have said North would be bigger. In my head, North would have been bigger, but, you know.
Yeah, but I think it's just that, it's that thing of when breweries now try and, I mean, you see a lot that do, like, crowdfunding for different variations, whether it be extending brew kit, opening tap rooms, maybe trying to fledge further afield. It's a risk at the end of the day. It's a big business risk, isn't it? And if it doesn't kind of work, and it can go proper wrong.
Small, cash rich. I was like,
too big, too soon.
Grief for this, but Overtone got a lot of grief for not opening their first tap room in Glasgow, where they're based. But I think they sort of took the soft option of opening in a friend's restaurant near Manchester, where they don't sell a lot of craft, and sort of did a soft thing of let's do upstairs, see how the tap room goes, bank some cash, take the risk off, then we'll have a look at doing a full-on tap room, which I don't blame them for, to be fair.
Especially the city. You can imagine even worse. So I think North are losing the tap room in Snow Hill at Birmingham. I don't know any other closures. I've just seen them announce that one. But anybody who works for the actual brewery is still kicking. So
it's North that are one of the oldest ones as well, aren't they? Though they are like the one the originals, aren't they?
15 years, something like that.
Yeah,
not sure.
I think they opened in like the one of the first like tap. Bars
Tiny Rebel last week had a bit of a blip. I don't know if you saw that, but there's a warehouse next door that they use for storing their package materials.
Oh yeah, they had a fire.
And it wasn't their fire, but the building adjacent to that had a fire, and they lost all of that, so they had to shut their web shop for a week in order to take stock and see what's going on. But obviously, it could if that happened to a small brewery, you'd be dead and buried, wouldn't you? But luckily they can keep going.
Yeah.
That's it.
Have you arrested a tiny rebel for it?
probably a big rebel.
Jan, though, you did have another one though, didn't you, for us?
Yes. Yeah. So there's probably a lot of people who haven't heard of these guys. So it's William Brothers Brewing Company. They've actually been going since 1988, so I think they know what they're doing. Me and Kev have had a few of these, so I can say they're all right. They're pretty good. So they've got the 2 Totem taster packs, so you can get a 6-pack, which is £13, or the 8-pack, which is £16.65. And most of their cans they actually do in pint sizes, so even better. So I don't know what the postage and packaging is, but if you know, I think it's worth a punt for how much they are. I mean, 6 cans, 2 of them are 440s and 4 of them are 500s for 13
If you
quid.
don't, yeah, Williams Brothers is big in Aldi, so. If you've had beers from Aldi before, you've probably had a Williams Brothers beer.
Oh, okay.
Me and Kev got these from what was Southwick Brewhouse, because they had a bottle shop there. So that's where we picked them up. And I've had the Talking Head American Pale Ale, which that comes in a 500ml can, and the Che Guava Lager. So
that's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is. But they were both actually really good, really great summer drinks. Well, it'd be spring in a minute, so really great drinks for them. And I don't know if they do the Joker and the Double Joker in Aldi's. Andy, do you know?
No, that's what I said. There's just the odd 1 or 2 that Williams Brothers will appear in there. So it's not necessarily the Totem range. It might be a different set range. They did a white 6s, a white IPA. That was very good. Me and Dave did that tasting way back with beers, with 06 where we did the blind tasting, and one of them was Williams Brothers.
Yeah, the Jokers, they're not in the Totem packs, but I have had them and they are really good. Honestly, you can't knock it. I mean, 13 quid
for 6 beers, it's not bad at all.
5 cans of beer. No,
yeah,
not bad.
Definitely worth looking at. So
yeah.
And I'm sure Jan might pop that on your story, won't you, and stuff after the show's gone out.
Yeah.
There we go. Good stuff. I'm just going to whiz through this next couple really quickly.
I'll just, before you go through your next ones, I would say that obviously February is now the month. We've gone through a long January. All the offers have subsided a little bit. People take stock and go again. So it's worth just everything changes around, doesn't it? And keep an eye on things.
Well,
but what I would say is keep your eye out for festival season to start February. So if you've got your mind on any tickets to think of, like Brew London, those sort of events, that's when you need to start thinking about, like, looking at when they are going to be, because they'll start arranging this events. Like, for example, I went Riverton Farm Trip last August. The tickets for them will creep up and they'll be out before you know it. So, yeah, just keep your eye out.
Sometimes you get early bird offers, don't you, and stuff like that. Yes, newsletters.
If you know there's like a festival or something that's coming up that you think you might want to go to, sign up for newsletters on the websites. I mean, Three Hills for Beaker's probably one of the best ones to go. I haven't been, but by the looks of it, it's amazing. Brighton Way. It's not far from you. Peakender's not going ahead this year, unfortunately.
Is it not? Oh.
No. But Brighton Way at Lewes, not far from you, Jan.
No.
Across the coast.
Warrior Fest. I know it's a long way for a lot of people to come, but it is definitely worth going.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, you're heading into February now. Like Jan said, spring is around the corner, and that's when the festival season starts kicking in. So.
We could, when it gets, we'll start featuring some of those maybe on Martin Brewis as well, if we spot any deals and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A quick to skim through. Dave mentioned last week about how he looks, because I'd never really considered this before, but Amazon, you can normally get deals as well. I've never bought any sort of groceries or anything like that off Amazon, but there's a few up on here that I saw that are now grayed out because they've already gone, but you could get 24 cans of Brixton Reliance Pale Ale. Just talking about fridge fillers here, obviously. Yeah. Your small cans, 330s.
In the thin can, and then you could get it in the fat can.
That's clearly a a bad picture, but
I want some fat can beers. That's what I want.
But yeah, for the YouTube viewers, you'll see what we're talking about here with the distorted pictures. But yeah, so keep an eye on like things like Amazon, because it seems like those deals come and go very, very quickly, and you can
hot UK deals as well, I believe.
Yes, I think that's maybe what you can find it on.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep an eye open for him. Yeah, so there was that. Oh, I know. I also spotted, and I don't think this. I tried to get these. My dad sent me a Martin Brewis Vocation Crush Hour. He found for like £6.67 for 12 cans in Asda.
Yeah,
I said to him, buy.
You were so excited. You sent me and Dave a picture. We're like, look at this.
Yeah, because he's decent. Like, this is a question I kind of want to pose, maybe for another week, but I'll just put it out there. Do you know those like little cans that you can get fairly good offers and good prices? I'm going to group them together, like things like your Camden Pale, things like maybe like your Vocation Life and Death. You get them in the small ones as well. You know all those kind of 330. What is the best one of them? I'm going to say that Vocation Crush is one of my favourites. Them, Camden Pale.
People moan about them, but I've mentioned them already. Still can't get away from Club Tropica from Tiny Rebel. Those 330ml cans, when you've chilled them out, are some of the best like beers. People are patting and say it's changed or whatever. It has dialed back a little bit. It used to be amazing, but it's still. But Sam will drink them, like whatever. She's a bit iffy with Life and Death and Vocation. I personally like that.
Yeah,
and like I said, Crush from Vocation's top drawer, so you can't really grumble at either of them.
The only thing I'll drink in 330ml cans is Coke.
She has a sip, and then she puts some rum in it. So there's a room. Make some room for rum first. Yeah.
No, she's got the rum in her mouth. And then down the can.
But yeah, I'd like to know what is the best one of those that you can kind of always generally get for a decent price. But yeah, Vocation Crush, brilliant. And good luck if you find. I went to 2 Asdas and didn't find it. It'd gone already.
Oh,
so
more in petrol than it did.
Probably did. I told my dad buy, and he did. He got the last one, but he's kept it. Rascal.
What was the date on it? Was it not just one shot with a low date?
Well, I did wonder that, but I don't know. I don't think so, because I've bought them before, and they do put them on offer quite a lot, but not as low as that. So I don't know. But I know Vocation have had a big sale, haven't they? So maybe it's kind of in relation to that. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, as mentioned last time I was on, I've got them vouchers to use. I've used them.
Hey.
There's a big session of beer out of boxes on its way. Don't worry.
Jimbo, were we supposed to have another pub shed sound?
Oh, we were having a pub shed sound.
We forgot about that, Jam.
This is like a Billy Connolly.
I just thought we had last week, so I don't think we've got one for
you're
this
not coming
week.
on again.
Yeah, it's like Billy Connolly gig this.
Good. Thanks, fuck.
Thanks for reminding me. We'll do that in a second.
It's like a Ken Dodd gig as it is. You can't get the bloody bagger off as soon as you start.
So the last Martin Brewis I want to mention quickly. I've seen a few Sheddies or beer lovers sharing this a couple of times, and I'm not. It seems that people have used this site and it's been fine and all that kind of thing. So I'm going to pop it up there and see if anyone else has seen this before. Lowcostbeer.com. They seem to be a site that basically get these short-dated beers or get hold of them somehow and then sell them for a decent price. So just as an example, the ones that I put on screen for the YouTube viewers, there's a Verdant can there, an 8% dipper. Double IPA dipper. And it's down to £6 from £8.75.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
Good.
Exactly, and and they do quite a lot of these. I mean, this is just a shot of the.
As well.
They do sell crisps as well. Lowcostbeer.com. I've noticed it a few times.
They've got a cider here after you. It's called Draft Red Medium Cider from Farmer Jim's. It's got you and a pig cheering cider. It's a great little clip.
I saw a Trillium beer on there as well, which I think you've had before, haven't you, Pablo?
Yeah, with Trillium,
Yeah. I think I saw one of their beers on there as
well.
Pablo suddenly got to go. So
there's quite a erotic pub label on there. Always drink lying down. Dry cider. Not sure if it'll come out well on the tube, but not sure if I'll be drawn into that. Is that Jan under the sycamore tree?
No.
So
it's okay then.
There you go. So your next pub shed sound.
It's almost the next
sycamore tree.
Might have been under the pizza van at your birthday, dude. But not the sycamore tree.
That website, the beer that I've been drinking tonight, the Tappy Pills is on that website. 4.4%, £1.76 for a 440ml can.
Oh, that's good.
So it was in 2021.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, the can I've got 6 months old and it's still in date. Go for it.
lowcostbeers.com if you want to check it out and see what you think. I mean, I've not done an order off there myself. I'll look into it, but I've seen it shared a few times on people's pages and so on. So yeah. Anyway, what's that pub shed sound? Here's your next sound that we need to do, and it's this one. So have a listen. Now this you got to be quick and you got to listen carefully because this is it is naturally a quiet sound. I have boosted it a little bit, but if I boost it too much, it won't sound like the sound it's meant to be. So have a listen to this. What is this pub shed sound? Jan, Pablo, Andy are going to discuss it. And you can find out what they were discussing in the uncut version of the podcast. But yeah, what is this pub shed sound? Once again. And once again. Told you, it's very, very quiet. What's that pub shed sound? Okay, what do you think that pub shed sound was? Did you even hear it?
That's like the heaving test when I was at junior school.
I think I might have an idea.
Do you want it again one more time?
No, I can hear it, but I think it would be a fucking quiet pub shed if it's what I think it is. So I think it's a clock.
It's a good guess. Again, I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong. But have another listen. It is a quiet sound. It's a quiet sound. I would say it might be a tad. I don't know. I mean, you're going for quiet sound there, so you're kind of on the right lines, Jan. You're guessing you're probably not right, but let's have another listen. We have been.
Even hear it? Can you two hear it?
Yeah. You're not that old.
Right. We have spoke.
Sounds like my knee in the morning.
We've spoke quite a few times today about what this noise comes from. We spoke quite a few times. And I think. Anyway, we spoke quite a few times about it. So one more time.
Is it when you turn the heater on?
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? Look at Jimbo's face. He gives it away. That's why he's no good when he's
not quite.
Jan's
Pablo, you're close. You're close, Pablo, but it's not that. Exactly. It's not. You're close.
Is it like switching on LED lights?
No. Pablo was closer.
No, remote type.
It is linked to the...
switching the socket off.
No. It's linked to the... It's linked to the heater.
When it
I wish I hadn't reminded you we hadn't done it now.
If you've got one of the wire heaters, when it heats, it clicks when it gets to a certain temperature, isn't it?
Yeah.
This old one I've got, he's got a right good fan on it.
Yeah. It clicks when it gets to a certain temperature.
So...
Yeah, right good blow on it, Jan.
For our uncut,
lovely.
Our uncut viewers, you'll know what it is now, which is fine because that's what this part is for. Pablo, I'm going to give it you. So it is the click of the heater. It's actually obviously the thermostat, isn't it? It's a thermostat.
Hey.
So when it gets to a certain temperature, or it drops down, it'll kick in and you'll hear it go. Make that little noise.
Jan reminded us about that pub shed sound.
I'm not. I should have just started doing shots like the last time I got barred off our ale and Oreo.
Right. Here we go then.
Did you save your 1 month ban?
What, on ale and audio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Too many shots.
Yeah.
Right. All together. Let's go.
Oh.
Hello everyone, I'm the Compare Without Compare, and here at the Ale and Audio Pub Shed tonight, I'd like to introduce our turn, Sheddie Mercury.
So today we haven't got a courtroom today because this episode is it was going to be shorter, but it might not be shorter after all this. It was going to be a shorter episode because the courtroom is closed today, and instead there's going to be a separate. Yeah, we're sorting it out. Yeah, someone left a bad smell. So what we're doing is we're the show is going to end a bit earlier than it normally does because in the following days after the show, there's going to be the Judge Pat Big Pop quiz, and it's brilliant. It really is. We had such a good laugh. We had such a good laugh recording it. You can play along at home. It's really good fun. So go and have a listen after you've listened to the show. Whatever, it'll be on this weekend. You can watch it on YouTube as well. Listen to it on Spotify. Got music and all that kind of thing, just like the courtroom, but it's a big quiz. And we got the Spencer Arms and we got Shed 62 couples both taking part. So we've got the full set. The landlord and landladies of both bars taking part as well.
Sounds
so
good.
There we go. So instead of obviously normally we Sheddie Mercury's song links to the theme, doesn't it? But this time it links to songs that are in the 10 out of 10 club because a lot of the quiz is kind of about that really. So,
Right.
so Judge, sorry. Yeah, it's just full of Queen and Beatles, basically.
Yeah,
so it could be any of those, but there are a few more artists. So Sheddie Mercury, take it away.
I've got it.
Really? Oh, I haven't.
Yeah.
One more time, Pablo or Sheddie. Sorry, Sheddie Mercury. I've got it as well, and I'm not surprised Jan's got it actually. Now I know why Jan's got it.
So it is Stand By Me.
It is. Well done, Jan.
Yay!
I think we all got that in the end. Brilliant. There we go. Yes, love that song.
There's not. I mean, I'm no singer by all the stretch of imagination, but there's not many people that have sang on the Orient Express, and I've sang that on the Orient Express with the guy playing the piano. We were all
oh, brilliant!
Yeah, the guy was like, "No, we sing it like this," and I said, "No, you don't sing it like this. We sing it like this."
Surely there's got to be a video of that somewhere. There's got to be a video.
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely cabbage. But it did cost me loads of money at the bar, and then we got it refunded, didn't we? So it is what it is.
That
now
video.
We can reveal I was miming to Andy singing.
Yeah. No, your miming was better than my singing.
But I'm pretty sure that is going to appear on the Ale and Audio podcast at some stage.
Like Cilla Black, here it is.
Yeah. And singing us out of today's show, we've got
Surprise, surprise!
It's going to be like when it gets to New Year's next year, it's going to be the Ale and Audio Hootenanny, and we're going to have like Andy singing "Stand by Me."
that was Benny King, wasn't it? Stand by Me.
Yes, it was Benny
I
King.
got it. It's the first note I would when I. My
I was going to say Benny Hill, but that's a different person. So.
He was Geordie.
You have to mention it.
So, here we go then. When John gets...
Sorry.
I nearly went down.
I'm going to say cough mixture. Guess number one. Fingers.
Here we go. What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box? What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box? What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box? What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box?
Hi guys, Jan here from the Boxing Hounds, and I've brought along my famous box. Can you guess what's inside it this week? 20 questions, and I can only answer yes or no.
So yes, what is going to be in Jan's box this time? And look, let's just double check again. It's not a question. It is something garden pub shed related.
And it's not my remote.
Well, yeah, pub shed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. I did the honors last time. So, Pablo, do you want to do it?
Is it made of wood or derivative of wood?
Can be.
Ha ha!
Go on, Andy.
Is it used in the serving of drinks?
No.
Is it made out of plastic?
Can be.
Okay, so we've established it's plastic or wood. I suppose it also could be other things, couldn't it, Pablo? Doesn't mean it's not other things as well. And Andy could be something else. Back to Pablo.
It used for entertainment?
No.
Can you plug it in?
This is actually really difficult to answer. On a pub shed, I'm going to say no.
If you was trying to hide it, would it fit up your jumper?
What's the jumper?
Trying to get the size of it. Every time is it big or large? I thought I'm just trying to gather the.
Who's wearing the jumper?
Your jumper's like Slovenian family size.
Exactly. if it's like my size, I could get him. Well, yeah, I could hide one up my jumper. I'm not going to say what size. I'm going to say no.
Okay, so in that case, it's something that a person can't. An average person cannot get up the jumper.
Person, yeah. Mm. You can't steal it. There you go.
Is that a question?
No.
Yeah, go. Pablo, who's next? Pablo. Isn't it? Back to Pablo.
Does it make a noise? Is that the noise?
Sometimes no. No.
Sometimes makes a noise.
Is it Kev?
Can't. Depends if he's asleep or not.
The thing is, he's definitely been up Jan's jumper as well, hasn't he?
No. First one of the episode. Shed feels so good inside.
Oh my god, I'm not playing this game anymore. That's it.
Luckily, you can't plug it into the pub shed, so ruled Kev out.
What was the last question?
Does it make a sound? You went, oh.
Makes a slight sigh at the end.
It can make a sound.
It can make a sound. Does it have lights on it?
Some do.
Some do.
So
it could be made of wood. It could be made of plastic. It can be plugged in, but not the pub shed version of it.
Yeah.
It makes a sound sometimes, and it may have lights on it, and you can't shove it up your jumper.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any? I know it's not involved in serving of drinks. I know that, but does liquid have anything to do with this object?
No. That's 10 questions.
Very abrupt.
You've had 10 questions.
I need to try and get myself a bit of sense.
Does this, how can I phrase this? Is this item DIY related?
Can be.
So you could buy it, you could make it yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I hear from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could plug it in, but you might be no pub shed version of it. Might be made of wood, might be made of plastic. Might have lights, sometimes doesn't. Sometimes makes a noise. Isn't used for drinks. Doesn't hold any liquid. Can't stick it up your jumper. Could you sit on it?
No.
Is it used in any way for your comfort?
No.
See, I was thinking, is it some sort of furniture or something
Yeah,
like
that's
that?
what I said. Could you sit on it?
Yeah.
Is it used for decoration?
Or heating or...
Yes.
Oh.
I'm trying to think of signage at this point. Because you can plug a sign in, but you wouldn't for your pub sheds. You could like have it out of plastic or wood.
Yes.
You know, like people have a sign in the front of the bar type thing. I'm not saying this to you, John, by the way. I'm discussing this with my friend.
Yeah, no, this is your little trick from last week.
No, I'm just
reading reactions.
You're discussing.
Do you know what I mean?
Disgusting, yes.
Like people have like a sign in the front of the bar, like on the actual front of the bar.
Could have lights. Could be made of wood. Could be made of plastic.
I think I've got an idea of what it could be. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I jump in? I've got a good question that could really nail this.
You can get in your jumper. Jump in.
Okay. Does like forgetting yourself, Jan, for now. I'm trying to phrase it so I don't have to ask more than one question. This is a thing. Do I own this? Have I got one in my pub shed?
Yes.
Okay.
You're on 15 questions.
That's very self-promoting and specific, though. I would imagine.
Are you asking the? Are you asking
I
the
can't take
question?
anything.
No, we don't know.
I can't
Right.
take anything off my wall. Is it one of them on-air signs?
No.
I did think about that.
That's
Because
Is
mine
it
is
a-
actually made wood.
Is it a pub shed sign for the front of your bar?
for the front of your bar.
Is it a pub shed sign? Is it a pub shed sign?
Technically, yes.
I don't know if have we got the right answer. I'm ready to hit the button. I don't know if we've got the right answer.
Doesn't sound like we've got the right answer.
What question are we on?
17.
I'm gonna go. Is it a swinging sign?
Is it? Yeah!
What's in Jan's box's box?
So
What's in Jan's box? What's in Jan's box's box? What's in Jan's box? Oh well, I thought I was convinced it was a light box, but I was trying to ask a question.
Yeah, that's why I went with the on-air thing, because I was like,
Yeah.
I can see yours behind you, and I was thinking, well, mine is actually made of wood, but with a plastic front on it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it lights up, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they plug in, sometimes they don't. Mine's just a USB one, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought some people have the swinging bar signs, but they actually have them like not like mine, little metal thing. But they have them. Yeah, but they have. them
Ashmore Arms,
properly made,
there's like Ashmore Arms has got LED on there.
Yeah.
This is just this is just one of the new coasters I'm thinking of releasing.
Imagine sending
giant bucket of beer.
You know, people doing all these sharing, these like sticker and coaster sharing, or like send them out when people want one.
You see what I did with the stickers when we first started doing stickers. I could do some damage with coasters.
Yeah, send them out, but don't pay for postage. And
Oh,
then they
so
have to get...
you've got to go post office, pay for the
Thanks for the advertising.
You have to do that.
For the advertising of the light boxes, by the way, guys. But I'm not making them for anybody else.
Oh, you should do.
I ain't got one.
Andy,
so, available from janslightbox.com.
That's it. Andy, I've got an idea. Obviously, your sign, Andy. Forget putting it outside Shed or anywhere else. Just when you get your new remote, get like a keychain, and that's it. You'll never lose it again.
Hey, I could have a range of keychains and coasters sent out to people, no problem.
You'll be dragging your leg down the street like a horror movie victim.
Obviously, get a cock-shaped one for Dave.
Yeah.
That's why he's got ill. He's been drinking out of the canter too
can't
much.
Find a cock-shaped lava lamp. If anybody finds one, let me know.
Well, there's lava lamp beers now, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
I'm working on it.
Jimbo
I have the previous version. Very good.
So Jimbo feels vindicated now because everybody can have a lava lamp in their pub shed.
Exactly.
Jimbo was all for the idea of having lava lamps. It's me and Dave who just absolutely hate the things.
I can't wait till that beer lands in my bottle shop. Yeah. I'm going for getting that.
I think Dave gets unnerved by the fact that it might be a butt plug.
Dave just doesn't like it because it's not penis shaped enough. That's his problem with it.
He didn't like decanters until Kaylee got him the one for Christmas. He loves them now.
Yeah, especially full of Guinness.
Yeah.
With the cream seeping out the end. What did you say last time? Anyway, let's move on. Yeah. Let's move on.
Oh dear.
Pub shed time of the week, home bar of the week. So we got a pub shed, we got a home bar of the week, and found them fairly recently on Instagram. And I've got loads of details sent through actually, but the people you want to follow to find them is Carl_BHN_pub shed. Give him a follow. I've got plenty of details, so I'm going to go through it. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time to go through it. So I asked about the name of their bar, where it came from and why and where they are and all those kind of things. So he said he struggled while naming the bar, and he said if he's honest, he's still thinking about whether he changes the name of it or not. I quite like it. So it's the Beers Here Now bar, isn't it? I think that's what it's. That's kind of what it's.
Now,
yeah, which I kind of like. I think it works quite well. Quite keen on that, yeah. But he says it was inadvertently named after his daughter Ella. Got sick of waiting for him to choose a name, and she bought him a neon bar sign for Christmas, which you can see on the pictures if you have a look on his Instagram, and I'll put it up on the YouTube channel as well. So yeah, Be Here Now was born on Christmas Day last year. Really says music fans will recognise the linkage to the title of Oasis' 1997 album as well, Be Here Now. And as you'll see from the pictures of the shed, it's a big dedication to all things Oasis. So and the Gallagher brothers. So I've already told him that I've told him about Liam. I've told him about Liam Gluglager. He's like, "Who's Liam Gluglager? Is he on Instagram? Can I follow him?" I said, "It's John at the Taylor Tavern." Oh, I've given away his identity. But anyway, yeah.
Hello, he is.
But anyway, yeah, brilliant. So he said he started building the shed in his spare time in 2022 as part of the larger garden renovation after they moved into their own house back in his hometown of Newton Aycliffe in County Durham, so not too far away from you, Pablo.
Yeah, I'm just joining all the dots with this because he's part of Steam Machine Brewery and part of the Fellowship of Beer.
That's it. So he's told me about this. We'll get onto that in a second because it may be something we get them on the show. We're talking about that. We've been in touch. So yeah, we'll get onto that. But you might be able to tell me more about it, Pablo, because I've had a quick look at it. And yeah, it's definitely something I think it's worth getting him on the show to chat about. But yeah, they're in County Durham. So he served around the world, 25-year career in the army. So good on him, all for the troops and all that. The intention was for the shed to be in a home office. This is exactly what happened to me. And an informal bar type setup. But then obviously it's ended up being a full bar. They said they're known as being rather sociable and previously had a garage bar called the Road to Ruin in Belgium, which is weird because we had a Belgian pub shed on it last week as well. So there's a strange sort of inadvertent link there, isn't there? Yeah. So he worked there for 2 years. So they always knew that eventually when they moved home, they'd have a pub shed or garage bar. That was a must-have for them. What's the favourite features? Well, at the moment, he says, like a lot of people in the UK, the Luke Littler effect has had a big effect on everyone. Everyone's got back into darts. Kind of everyone does at this time of year anyway, but obviously Luke Littler has kind of really sort of ramped it up even more. So yeah, he's got a big love for darts, and he's recently upgraded the dart setup in the bar with a 360-degree LED dartboard surround light and some new arrows. And he's also set up darts night for practice with friends. And he's gained a lot of interest in that, so he's looking forward to seeing how that goes. He's got the intention of getting the maximum use out of the bar after all the hard graft building it, and he's also looking at setting up guitar jamming sessions where friends, who says equally as bad as him, can maybe improve from a regular practice. And then he says beer obviously naturally accompanies all the activities in the bar. I asked about Pub Shed pets. They've got a 3-year-old Staffordshire Bull Terrier called Luna. They got as a puppy during lockdown, like a lot of people did. So a lot of people got dogs and built bars, didn't they, basically? And he said, interestingly, they were initially going to call the bar Luna's Lounge or Luna Lounge with a sort of Middle Eastern shisha bar theme. But then he decided when he started to get all his memorabilia out of all his music and stuff and his Oasis stuff, he realised that that's kind of the direction he needed to go in. Any regulars want to give a shout out to? I asked him. He said they've got a great group of friends. Lots of them have visited. You'll see this from the pictures, which I'll put up in just a second. So shout out to Mark's. He said a shout out to. Let's have a look. 1 second. Shout out to Tim Norman. So go back. A shout out to Black Mark's Caravan Club and the Aycliffe Skanking Crew. They know who they are. And also shout out to Tim Norman, Timmy.Norman.5, who's also a vinyl junkie on Instagram, who recently joined him for their inaugural darts night in the BHN Beers Here Now bar in the Pub Shed last week. And he'd like to mention all the active members of the Oasis Collectors Group, in particular Kyle Dale, who much of his signed vinyl memorabilia has come from. and two artists called John Simpler from Negative Space Art and Design and Paul Fellows. Do you know any of them, Pablo? PaulFellowsArt.com as well. Familiar with any of their work?
No, but I am recognising people on his Instagram now.
See, connecting the dots. It says their excellent work features massively in the bar, and now call it the gallery. So other stories said just watch this space for more beer related posts on social media. He's friends with Nick Smith and his wife Gullen, who are the owners of Steam Machine Brewing Company in Newton Aycliffe. Nick is one of the most knowledgeable and passionate people he's ever met when it comes to beer, and he's recently created something called the Fellowship of Beer. And and Carl is one of the 100 first founding members of that, and they've recently opened it up to a further 150 places on the Fellowship. It says, please check out their social media for more details of that Fellowship of the Beer, and mention that Carl and Liana recommended you. There we go. So if anyone's interested in that, go and have a look. We'll hopefully get someone on the show we'll get them on the show to talk about more of that. But the Insta for that's Fellowship of Beer Insta, and Steam Machine Brewing Co. The website is fellowshipofbeer.org. So there we go.
Don't go to the website.
not the website, not the website. I'm trying to get through this. But we will definitely. And Pablo's got a Steam Machine glass and everything. So Pablo, I've had a quick read about it, and I want to get him on the show to find out more. But what do you know about the Steam Machine then?
So I didn't twig onto this when I first started following him when he sent it through, but then it was only when you brought it up there I started reading the top bit. So my brother and his wife, my brother's wife basically grew up in Newton Aycliffe. All her family are from Newton Aycliffe. My brother and his wife lived there for 20 odd years, so she probably knows these. I've spotted a couple of people on his Instagram who I know. One lad who used to work at my place. In a different business upstairs. Been in the Steam Machine a couple of times. Last time I was absolutely hammered, like really badly hammered. One of the drunkest times I've had in my life. And they're in a little unit sort of on the outskirts of Newton Aycliffe, along by sort of Crafters Companion and stuff like that, like Sarah Davies' place. And I used to play football for years in the Newton Aycliffe League. So I sort of probably at some point played against him or probably played with him and can't remember. But yeah, I used to sort of go in Steam Machine a few times, and as you can see, I bought Steam Machine beers and stuff. One year, not long before, I think maybe just before lockdown, for my birthday, I actually drove on my birthday while I was waiting for my food arriving, takeaway. I actually bought takeaway for my birthday from Steam Machine. I drove the Steam Machine to Aycliffe, bought takeaway, and bought 6 beers. That's how I sort of celebrated one of my birthdays. So
nice. There we go. So we'll get him on to have a chat about that. But yeah, you like it? It's a good place.
Yeah, I mean, Nick's sort of very knowledgeable about beer. Fellowship of Beer too. I've sent it to years before. With a view to sort of getting them on the podcast potentially. They do like a lot of videos on Facebook and YouTube and stuff of how beer's made, the history of beer and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's
cool. Well, we'll get them on for a further chat about that. Just quickly to finish with this bit, just want to put a few pictures up on the screen of the Beers Here Now bar. Obviously, they can see the Darlington fans as well with the flag draped across the front of one of the parts of the bar there. It's a nice sort of like cabin style shed. Really, really like that. Very smart. And you can see, obviously, they've had loads of gatherings already. And there they are with the dartboard and the great neon sign that we mentioned. And obviously, he's got the sort of Pioneer DJ kit in there as well, which I really like. And obviously, a vinyl record player too. So, yeah. There we go. Give him a follow. That is Carl_BHN_pub shed. You like that one?
Good one.
Lots of info.
Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Stuff.
Give them a follow, and we'll get the Fellowship of the Beer on in future as well. Nice one. So, what's everyone up to at the weekend? Who's going first? Andy, what are you up to?
Well, I have a interesting Sunday planned. I say planned, it's not really planned, but I've got a Birmingham Brewing Company. Nobody's really heard of them because they do real ales, but I have actually got a day in a brewery on Sunday.
Oh, very nice.
Ooh.
So helping to, mash out and all that jazz.
You're brewing a beer?
Brewing a beer on Sunday.
Nice.
Just waiting for some of the details to come through. So it should be good. It was a birthday present.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you.
It's a good one, isn't it?
That's it.
If there was a birthday present that I needed, it was that.
So you're
I believe from it on, obviously it's a Sunday, so it's a bit of a strange one, but I think from it what you kind of get is you get some beers to take home with you, and then when that beer's ready that you've helped, you get a case of that sent through. So if I do get a case of it, then obviously I can circulate it around and we can give it a try. But yeah, I don't really know much details about it. I've not got the info. It's more my friends got it. So I've literally messaged him just before we came on air saying, "What's the plan for the Sunday?"
Well, we can drink if we get enough. We can drink it on the pod, can't we?
Yeah, that's it. That was my plan. So we'll see how it goes.
Good stuff. Well, enjoy that. That sounds fun. Look forward to seeing the pics and stuff like that as well.
Yep.
Good stuff. Looking forward to that. Pablo, what you up to? Any disco this week, or is it week off disco? Is it week on, week off?
Yeah, I'm not doing a disco this week because this Saturday is, I can't believe I'm actually saying this, it's Ruby's 8th birthday.
Way!
I don't know where them 8 years have actually gone. So I'm sort of keeping myself a bit right for Saturday. Not sort of smashing four high volume beers in 45 minutes. And then I'm also probably going to take her out on Friday night for a little. Yeah, you go to the Owl, Ruby. Surprise.
She's old enough to have a drink now, 8.
Yeah, she's in the Mini Owl Club. It's a bit like the Brownies.
If there was a Mini Owl Club, that'd be brilliant.
Isn't that the one Jimbo's in, the Mini Owl Club?
Very good. Yeah.
Set them up.
They call them that. They call them that at Brownies and Rainbows, though, don't they?
He's in the Sad Owl Club.
Like
that's what he is. Sad Owl Club.
They do that. Max, my little ones at Rainbows, and they do say that. Don't like brown owl or whatever and all that kind of stuff. Is it like is it like off the face owl sort of?
Yeah.
After hours owl.
It's gonna be Dipper Owl.
Yeah.
Well,
and if you can make it kebab owl.
After all that irritable bowel. But I hope she has a great birthday, Pablo.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm sure she will.
Good stuff. Jan, what about yourself? You're back on it now, aren't you?
I'm back on it. So I think we haven't really got any plans, but I think we might have a kitchen disco on Saturday. Sometimes we can't be bothered coming out in the bar, so we just do it in the house and really annoy the neighbours because I have my giant speaker right up against the wall that goes between both houses.
Just happy they're not going out. That's
it. Yeah, exactly. That's it. So, waste. Yeah. So I think we're just going to stay in the house and go crazy.
Well, enjoy. You deserve it. You've done nearly a full month for dry January, so you deserve it.
Yeah.
Andy mentioned out. So it is my missus's birthday on Wednesday. Wednesday gone. So no one ever does anything for a birthday because it's in January. And for those people that have January birthdays, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there. You kind of get a bit forgotten because it's after Christmas. Everyone's saving money, not drinking, not doing this. But actually, we managed to sort something out with us friends. We're going out for a bottomless brunch. We're going.
Oh, you're going to be tated.
We're going out. She's proper excited. We're going for a bottomless brunch, but wait till I tell her it's in the High Spruco. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. No,
And you're wearing no trousers.
The bottomless only exchanges to a £5, so hurry up.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's not to do with drinks, Pablo. It's just we don't have to wear any trousers. But yeah, but 90s and noughties at the Slug and Lettuce near us. So I'm not near us, but in Sheffield. So yeah, she's going to enjoy that.
Enjoy.
So,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. My beer choice is Amstel or Amstel. So that's what I'll have to go with. But
stay away from the tequila and salt. With it being the Slug.
I can go for the rums and stuff, but like that'd be okay if it were later on in the day. But it's not. It's an early brunch. It's like 12, 2 while 3. So anyway,
it's a bottomless brunch.
Run from lunch. Come on, get on it.
I say just get on it. Isn't it?
I will.
Go get some moonshine down your neck.
Right. Well, anyway, thank you, all of you. It has been a pleasure, as always. Really, really enjoyed it. The big question is, what number we're going to go for? Because we do have a shit. No, Jan, I completely forgot about it, but Jan stepped up to the mark and said, I've got a fact. Don't worry, I've got a fact. So what number are we having? 6. Oh, that means we're going techno.
Here's Dave from the Hobby Arm.
Here's Jan
with the shit beer facts.
Okay, so stone tablets unearthed in Iraq have shown and recorded that Sumerian women were brewing beer around 8000 BC and even worshipped a goddess of beer named Ninkasi.
And there is a bar near me called the Hymn to Ninkasi, and now that makes so much sense at Kellam Island. There we go.
That's disappointing. That wasn't shit.
It's supposed to be shit, Jan. Bye-bye.
Bye.